there's certain people who
And it starts, yes? Yeah.
They're not really listening, not really paying attention, they're just there and they're not really engaging with what's being said or
Baba Kosha, repeat that again, what you just said.
Alright, what I was just saying is that certain people in any field, like on the job, you know, in sports, you got people who be there who are warm bodies, who are just occupying the space.
You can also call them bench warmers.
Oh, bench warmers, that's exactly it, yeah.
They're just faces, man.
Yeah, and they're there, but it's funny because, I mean, if you work in a workplace, those guys will turn up on time to work every day, but they won't do shit. But yet, they'll never get in trouble because they're turning up on time, and the employers think that they're doing the work, but they're not really, they're faking the funk. But you can't do that in this truth. I've got the precept for you here. This is Psalms 75 verse 6. For promotion cometh neither from the east, nor from the west, nor from the south, but the Most High is the judge. He putteth down one and setteth up another. So basically, like you're saying, you should want to go up in the ranks if you're in serious, but promotion cometh from the Most High if you're doing it in sincerity.
Exactly, man. You should aspire to reach the top, man. Okay. Now, there was a point you made. I'm just gonna read that scripture again because I was gonna say something.
This is back in Psalm 75 and verse 6. It says, "For promotion cometh neither from the east, nor from the west, nor from the south, but the Most High is the judge. He putteth down one and setteth up another."
Yeah, talking of that, even to do with Yahawashi, all right, he had to be promoted by the Lord to start the ministry. Okay, if you check it, there was a wedding in Cana, all right, and his mother said they ran out of wine, and his mother knew that he had them capabilities, man, all right. And then what did he say to the woman? He said, "Woman, you know it's not my time yet." Because it wasn't time for the Lord to come out and start doing miracles and teaching him that. What was he doing up until then? He was a carpenter with his dad, Joseph, man. But there was a time where the father would have let him know, okay, now it's time to start, man, in the spirit. So, once again, promotion coming from the Lord. Because, man, you go to a wedding with your mum and then you start making drinks and that, just like that, people gonna be talking about you, man. But it wasn't yet his time. Where did he get that promotion from? Mary, really? And it weren't from the Lord, man. It weren't from the Father. So that's why he had to check. Even though he still did it, okay, he had to check his mum and say, "It was not, woman. What have I with thee? It was not yet my time." You know.
I think so, like, she was using her womanly wiles.
Yeah.
What did she say to the disciples? And do what he tells you to do.
Yeah, yeah.
So she was using, you know what I'm saying? This is my son. He's got that power.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And that's the Judite woman, really. That's what. It is. Man, they're very proud of That's you know what. Let me go as far as saying this, man. You know what? You know what? The so-called West African Caribbean women send their sons and daughters to university not for a good education, so that they can call their friends and post on the phone. Oh, my son has a degree. It's all about them, man. Because I'm just put it as that. Black women like to boast in their children, man. That's exactly what Mary was doing.
That's okay. Man.
And even another time, it's like when your mum comes around, right? The whole show's got to stop. Okay. Now this is a very fine line, because even the Apostle Ricard did a video the other week about this. We're not saying disrespect your parents, man. You have to respect your parents. Okay. You can't swear at your parents. You can't hit your parents. You can't see your parents naked. Okay. You gotta respect them. All right. The scripture says that your days may be long upon the earth, man. Okay. Now let's say, for example, my father comes up here right now, my biological father, and he's going off. I can't curse him out, but you brothers can, because he's my direct father. So I would have to just shut up and, hey man.
Good point. That's a very good point.
Put it on him,
Very
because
good
he's
point.
my dad. So even though he's off, I still have to give him that respect. Okay. But when it comes to the truth, that's where I don't bend. If my dad comes up here and starts telling me to believe in Jesus Christ or Allah or Buddha or whatever, I gotta say, look, Dad, respectfully, I respect you as a man, but I ain't with that, man. I'm with Yahawashi. Okay, but as for day-to-day respect, you can't go around cursing your parents out. That's off, man. Okay, but still, you can acknowledge that parents do things sometimes that piss you off, and that's against the truth. Okay, you just have to remove yourself from that situation.
That's all it is.
Like when Mary came, Yahawashi was teaching, and you could tell, man, she just came up there with that vibe of, oh yeah, the mum's here, you know? And then Yahawashi didn't even acknowledge her, man. And then they came and said, in fact, let's get it, man, because we
Your
quoted
mother
a
and
lot.
father come to see you.
Yeah.
Is that your mother and your brother come
Yeah,
to
that's
see
what,
you?
yeah, let me try and find that.
I think that may be in Matthew's 12.
Who is my mother and my father? It's best to just read it. This is Mark chapter 3. Oh, it's in Matthew 12 as well.
Okay.
Yeah, let's get the Matthew one. Matthew 12 from verse 46. Well, for sure.
Alright, look at
Because that's what Israelite women like to do, man. Very entitled, man. Like when they come around, like if you don't, and that's a woman thing. If you don't pay them attention, they start feeling insignificant, man. You know.
I got it.
Go on.
Actually, you said Matthew 12:36.
No, 46.
46, okay, great. It says, while he yet talked to the people, behold, his mother and his brethren stood without, desiring to speak with him.
So they wanted the attention of Yahawashi, his mum and his other brothers, because there was two brothers of the Lord that was in the truth, and a couple that weren't. Who was in the truth? That was his biological brothers, Jude and James. Okay. Go on.
It said, then one said unto him, behold, thy mother and thy brethren stand without, desiring to speak with thee. But he answered and said unto him that told him, who is my mother and who are my brethren? And he stretched forth his hand towards his disciples and said, behold, my mother and my brethren, for whosoever shall do the will of my Father which is in heaven, the same is my brother and sister and mother.
So Yahawashi openly, basically, didn't pay any attention to his mum and his brothers, because what could you have to say to me that's so important whilst I'm occupied teaching, man? Okay, but Yahawashi used that scenario or that incident, that occasion to make it known that, look, man, this thing goes deeper than family, than immediate family, because we're all family anyway. All right, when you really check it, and that's the spirit, because I was watching on the way, I was watching the Central Camp, and one of the brothers was basically going into it. We're actually all third and fourth cousins anyway, within our nation, but as for direct family members, brothers and sisters, the truth goes deeper than that. Let's get Jude. It's the first and only chapter of Jude.
Go on.
Let's get that, because Jude makes he writes something in such a way which lets you know that the order goes before family.
I've got something for you as well. Shall I bring it up?
No, let's get this one first quick, and then we'll get this
Alright, so start from the top.
from the top. Yeah.
This is Jude 1:1. It says, Jude, the servant of Yahawashi HaMashiach, and the brother of James.
There you go. Stop right there. He didn't say Jude, the brother of Yahawashi. You see, Jude could have come and been like, yeah, well, you're a believer, you're a disciple, but guess what? He's my brother. So he could have pushed that brother card and, well, I'm better than you because we have the same dad and we have the same mum, and that's my bro. Nah, man.
That's a carnality.
That's carnal. He said the servant of Yahawashi, the brother of James. They're all brothers. Yahawashi is the firstborn, you know, then the scriptures don't tell us the order, but we know after that more came, and two of them was Jude and James, you know. So he said, yeah, James is my brother, but Yahawashi, I'm his servant, okay. So he was already given that respect, knowing that, look, man, and guess what? Even though he was the biological brother of Yahawashi, was he the top apostle? No, okay. He wasn't even in the top three. He weren't Peter. You had Peter, James, and John. Okay, those were the top three apostles, man. Peter being the first. Okay, so Jude wasn't even in he was a part of the 12, but he wasn't at the higher end of the 12. All right, so he still gave respect unto those who were above him. That's why I was saying the order comes before family, man. That's why Yahawashi said, "Who is my mother?" Okay, because in the grand scheme of things, who the hell's Mary? Mary's just a woman, man. Now the Lord said when the angel came to Mary, thou hast found favor in the sight of the Lord. So that's where that Catholic bullshit comes into it. Oh, Hail Mary, Mother of God.
Which goes back to the Queen of Heaven anyway.
Nah, man. Nah. The only thing that the scripture said about Mary is that she found favor with the Most High. That's as far as it goes for her, man. So Yahawashi respectfully had to use that. As I was saying, you ain't gonna curse your mum out, you ain't gonna curse your dad out, but you're gonna respectfully use the truth to show them that, look, man, in the grand scheme of things, you ain't that important, man. This comes first. Right? Reset. Go on, man.
This is Luke 11 and 27.
Oh, yeah, read.
Was I reading something else before?
No, read this. I want the one where it says, he's come to set
Man at variance.
variance
This is
against
Matthew
his
10.
family with his.
You know?
We'll get that off.
And that's spiritual because before it says that I came to not bring peace but a sword. And what does a sword do? Divide.
Cuts, man.
What's variance? A division.
It's in that same chapter.
It's that same chapter, just below it.
We're gonna get somebody hold that. So what happened to a family that prays together, stays together? I think not. That's some Jesus bullshit, man. Yahawashi divides people,
No,
man.
brother, you gotta get it correct. That's that sweet Jesus.
Alright, I'll just bring this one out quick. Luke 11 and 27. And it came to pass, as he spake these things, a certain woman of the company lifted up her voice. She shouldn't have been speaking anyway. But she lifted up her voice and said unto him, Blessed is the womb that bare thee, and the paps which thou hast sucked. But he said, Yea, rather, blessed are they that hear the word of the Most High and keep it.
You see, so there you go, man. Come on, you know that was some that woman, man. That's wanted to just come up and
Loud mouth.
say something, man. She always got to say something. Like they always got to be heard.
They have a hard time just be quiet. Just
Like,
shutting up their
Your
mouths.
job is easy, bro. Like, what's this? Your job is real easy, man. Attend to your husband, guide the house, alright, and just stay in order. You ain't gotta speak, you ain't gotta come out here and battle no elements. Okay, the demons ain't really, dealing with you directly, man. They're more on the men, to try and throw us off the course. Okay. What are you trying to do, man? But and she come with that woman worship. Oh, blessed is the womb that,
And the paps.
come on, man. You come on. Just as Caleb said, you should have just stayed quiet, man. But once again, Yahawashi used the example to do what? To bring forth the truth. Okay. Going up.
Matthew 10.
Yeah.
That's what are you saying, Corab, yeah? Matthew 8 and 40 says.
Matthew's 10 and 35.
Yeah, go up a bit. 44, yeah, 34. Think not that I am come to send peace on earth. I came not to send peace, but a sword. For I am come to set a man at variance against his father, and a daughter against her mother, and a daughter-in-law against her mother.
So this is a lot, man. We're gonna go through this slowly. So I remember telling you brothers a couple of years ago, whenever, that my dad actually said to me, out of all of his children, he expected me to do the best, but I disappointed him, man. Okay? Now, I want to say 2 cuss words, but I can't because he's my dad, alright? But he gonna get the just reward for that. If I'm a man of the Lord, he gonna get rewarded for what he said, okay? On the left hand side, man, what it says, a man at variance with his father, man. Because when you're in the world and of the world, right, you gotta impress your parents. We're talking about women want their sons to go uni so they can say, oh, my son's got a degree, he's got a job, he's doing this, he's doing that. Like, even there's a guy that lives around the corner from me. When we was little, we used to walk to school together down the road, and he's a teacher of maths and philosophy now. Okay, and then my mum was like, yeah, I ran into him the other day, so and so, and he's doing so well now. He's a teacher and he's doing this, and it's like, okay, like, what are you trying to say? Like, what you trying to say about me, type of thing, But it's cool, because. Basically, what did it say? Yahawashi has come to set a sword on the earth, man. And as Quran said, what do swords do? Bind things together and make it whole again? No, swords cut in half, man. Go on.
Variance against his father, and the daughter against her mother, and the daughter-in-law against her mother-in-law.
Yeah, and that's another thing that happens, man. Because when you, like, my woman ain't in the truth. There's no such thing as a woman in the truth. But there's women that believe and agree because of either their husband or their son may be in the truth or whatever. We're not talking about you, okay? But for the mere fact that you're in the truth, that puts demons on your family, man. Like, and I've experienced that where my woman and my mum has got into it, And it's like, oh, for fuck's sake, man. Now you gotta be picking sides and then trying to diffuse big ass women, and you as the man gotta get in the middle, yeah, and diffuse the situation. But when you look at it spiritually, that's the demons on them just because of you're in the truth, man.
Exactly.
You know?
If I may say, that's one thing with this truth. That's why the elder apostle Gabar said, if you can, get your own place. Because them, if you're living with your father or your woman or sister, if the demons can't get at you directly, they jump on your family.
Yes.
Because most of your family, they don't believe in demons. So these are the people that are more susceptible to the demons.
Yeah.
So they just use them to get at you. That's how this truth is. Yeah. And we're reading it right here. Going up the mother, is it the daughter-in-law and the mum?
So foes shall daughter against her mother-in-law and against her mother-in-law, and a man's foe shall be they of his own household.
Exactly, man. So it's your brothers, your sisters, your mum, your dad, your wife, your mother-in-law, the children, your brothers, all of them, man. Your aunties.
And you know one thing as well, even your animals, even if you got a dog, the demons can.
No, that's true.
Demons enter anything. I'm telling you, any little thing.
You talking
Alright, there's no animals now. There's no animals in the house. You're doing a video. You may have a painting on the wall or a picture that may drop down. Satan's always gonna try a way to get at you.
Everything, brother.
That's why you gotta be careful who you let in the house. You know, because as you were talking about last week, they can carry spirits in with them, man.
You brought that out, brother. I remember you brought that out.
The deceitful man hath many trains.
Can't. Ooh, yeah.
I'll try and find it.
You gotta be careful. That's why another thing about getting your own place and not living with a woman. I done that for a period of time, and that's fucking hell, man. Because they bring people like their other female friends around, you know, and then the female friends is looking at you like they want a piece of you, and then she's getting mad that her friend wants you.
Right.
Why are you bringing people? Like, come on, man. Come on, man. You know, as the apostles say, like in the kingdom, we gonna have palaces all over, man, and then we gonna have places where we keep our women. And if we want them to come round to one of our palaces, you can come round. If we want to visit you, we visit you, man. But it ain't no every single night I'm getting in the bed with the same old woman. Nah, man. It's not good, man. You know.
And as well, there's the separation thing. The woman's supposed to be separate on the time of her period. So
that ain't happening now.
yeah.
And I learned through experience that you always need time to recuperate. They call it the man cave and thing. I learned a little bit about that, you know, growing up. That if you're a person that needs what's the word, man? Meditation time, man, to recuperate, to get your thoughts together. When women are in their time of, you know, sometimes they get extra sensitive and emotional. And the fact that you're withdrawing from them, they don't want that. So every man needs it, like as you say, we're gonna have our own places in the kingdom, man. We're gonna have space. The word space.
The way relationships work, right, is the right way for it to be conducted is not how it's going on now, man. You look at the ancient world. That's what the scriptures talk about. Seek out the old paths, man. You look at the ancient world.
And what it also says that was just the good way.
The good way, exactly. It's the good way, man. You look at the ancient world. Things were done properly, man. That's why you live longer. You felt better. People were happier. You know, and things work smoothly, man. Now everything's quick and cramped in together. It don't work like that, man. You know,
and it's lucky if I could say that's how arguments happen too. And even with your own family, you can't be stepping on people's feet all the time, being on them all the time. Even if you got brethren that live around the corner, you can visit them, but you got to pick you got to
know when to go.
Right, when to go and when to give them their space too.
Don't outstay your welcome. That's it's lucky. My mum always used to say to me if I was going out, if you're going to someone's house, you never outstay your welcome. But that's actually true because with this lockdown thing, they said that domestic violence had increased because people are locked down. Right. They're spending more time at home and they're not getting on with the people who they're living with. So I've got a quick precept.
Let me just finish on this.
Go on.
This is the main one.
Another thing is what I want to say too, just before you brothers get the scriptures, because what's going on right now with these relationships, people are living in the same house together. Like that's you can't constantly live in the same house together. Because women have their own way about things and we have our own way. So that's that we need to be separate. Because if you're constantly seeing one another all the time, you get Clyde. You know, and then you lose respect for your your loved ones, man. When you're in love.
So let me just finish this. It's 37 of 10 of Matthew says, "He that loveth father or mother more than me is not worthy of me."
Yeah, so that's the thing. You can. It's not saying don't love your parents, man. Let's be honest. We all love our parents, man. Okay, but I did a video the other day, and a point I touched on was emotional control, man. Emotions aren't bad, but you have to be able to control them. Like, we love our parents knowing that, look, man, the Lord could. Look, there's a brother in the camp where his father died, man. You know, and basically. And I know he won't mind me speaking about it because he's done testimonies as well. And basically, whilst you comfort a brother, whilst he was on the phone, right, actually more than one time this happened, but whilst he was on the phone talking about it, we were actually praising the Lord that his dad died, man. Because he was taken peacefully. Because what if your parents, think of it this way, they somehow endure until shit gets peak out here, man.
Yeah.
Like, the going now is cool. But emotional control, and it's about balance. Yeah, you're gonna feel sad, man. A brother's mum passes away or dad passes away,
and that's a heavy thing too. When both of your parents, that's a heavy thing.
Yeah, man. The brother's crying, the brother's all sad, not feeling himself for a while. You be there for the man. You know, support the man. Okay, but then the emotional control comes into it. It's like amidst all of this pain and suffering and sadness, all right, this is a good thing. All right, in comparison to what's coming, this is a very good thing. Because I don't want my parent to go out in a worse, more painful way, you know. All right. Even Yahawashi cried, man, when Lazarus died. That's the thing, man. Knowing he's about to get the man out of the grave, he still cried. All right, because he saw the people around him lamenting. All right, they said, why weren't you here? Martha was crying, man. Why weren't you here? You could have saved, you could have healed him, you know. So Yahawashi looked at the people all mourning and stuff. That's another thing, man. People, like, you come into the truth and people think you're some hard-ass robot with no emotions and you just in some 24/7 militant mode. Nah, man, it don't work like that. We're men, you know. We're in the flesh, regular men. It's just that all praise to the Most High, Yahawashi, He gave us a little bit of insight, man, to know how to conduct ourselves and to know what's coming. So when people die in that, man, we know that they're good. Okay? You know?
The scriptures say that we have to be sober-minded.
Yeah.
And we have the comfort of the scriptures. So we know that they're in a better place.
They're in a better place.
You know, and if they had a chance, if someone was to say, oh, do you want to go back and see your son? No, let him come up here. And like going back to your father, if I may say something, this is Surah 3 and 11. It says, for the glory of a man is the honour of his father, and a mother in dishonour is a reproach to the children. My son, help thy father in his age, and grieve him not as long as he liveth. And if his understanding fail, have patience with him, and despise him not when thou art in thy full strength. So therefore, what you're doing is right. You know, you may respectfully disagree with your father, but at the end of the day, you have to show him that respect because he's your father, and the Lord will bless you for dealing with him the right way. And that's part of your, what do they say, your trial. The trial of your faith is how, like the Lord's saying, what are you going to do to your father? You're going to curse him out, you're going to talk shit about him, or you're going to honour him. Some men won't honour him, and they'll go off in that.
There's been, man, I don't know, brothers who've got testimony and stuff, but your family, that's what we made the point earlier. The order, or I should say the brotherhood, is thicker than immediate family, man. Like, your family will sell you out, man. Yeah. They'll be embarrassed of you. They'll all of that, man. You know, kick you out, say all kind of madness about you, go and tell other family members, you know, oh, we saw him on the street.
Yeah, the boy mad and
yeah,
this and
mad,
that.
Yeah.
And they start showing other people your videos and other people start finding out about it.
Yeah.
Start inviting them over so they get that, you know, because you can't really, if you're in the truth, you can't hide the spirits so people can see it. You know, the parties.
Even though they do that to you, you can't do anything against the truth before the truth.
Yeah, they're doing the work of the Lord by showing all your videos. Yeah. They don't realise it, but they're propagating the word. Yeah.
Quick precept. What you saying now?
Yeah, that's the spirit. Because I remember one time there was a get together at my parents' house, right? and I wasn't there because I was up in the Midlands, and one guy was asking my sister about like they were reasoning and talking, and he must have mentioned the Hebrew Israelites, and then she goes, oh, don't tell me you're into that madness like my little brother, and then through that he got the channel and started watching, man. So she was being a demon, but then somebody else started. Now I don't know if he's still watching or not, but as you were saying, you can't do anything, against the truth but for it, man. So even the demons that scoff, okay, they're furthering the gospel, okay,
But you gotta remember, it says in the last days you're gonna have scoffers walking after their own lust.
Yeah. But we were reading something. You had a little bit.
One on this one. About the order. Proverbs 17.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And 70 says, a friend loveth all of the times, and a brother is born for adversity.
I told you.
Yeah, because you got talking about family. If they're going to be down, which a brother's going to be down for this, and they're going to ride with you till the wheel, the wheels drop off.
Yeah.
But your household betrayers could come from your own household.
It's like it might add to that.
Because of your own so-called fleshly brothers or sisters.
It's like I just remember Apostle Tahar a while back was saying, look, you know what? You shouldn't be going around your extended family members like your aunties, your uncles, your cousins. If you've got to deal with your mother and your father, shalom. If you've got to deal with your mother and your father, that's cool. But try and keep it to a minimum because demons will come on your other family members. And like you said, betrayals can come from your own family. So it's wise to be mindful of that.
Like, you gotta think deeper than like what is it immediately in front of you, man. Like you have mothers and fathers and brothers and sisters, but when you check it, right, Yahawashi and Peter is father and son in different lifetimes. Like you could be related to a brother, you don't even know it, man. But it's just the spirit. Like you have to think deeper than what's in front of you, man. Like parents and that, they gonna come back in the kingdom, brothers and sisters, and they gonna know. That's what the scriptures are saying. Said, then shall they know that a prophet has been among them. Man. That's when they gonna be like, shit, my son was a prophet, and then they gonna feel bad about it, man.
And he was 12, some shall wake up to everlasting life, some shall wake up to everlasting contempt.
Is that done?
Yeah.
We'll go back to
I'm still on Corinthians.
Let's get that. Finish that chapter.
Right, this Corinthians 12.
Yeah.
Let me just a minute. It's Corinthians 12, and where was we? We were on the gifts.
Yeah, the gifts,
Diverse kinds of tongues, and to another interpretation of tongues.
Yeah, so you got brothers that's bilingual, man, that can speak other languages. Okay. Case in point, the Apostle Gabar, we know in the past life he was in Italy, man, or something like that. His Italian is just perfect, man. You can see whenever he does a video about it, he's passionate about it, man. It's true, man. If you're born in this life and you grew up speaking English, but then you're into a language, like that's passion, man. You don't just throw up the video and say, okay, today I'm gonna speak in Italian. No, you gotta go word for word and translate the sentence word for word in from what you know to the language you're trying to get it in, practice it to get it sounding good, then open up the camera and put it on there just to edify in another language.
But you know what though, highly likely, because you got to think about it, 2,000 years ago, what was the prominent empire? The Roman Empire.
Yeah.
So highly likely we could have been a part of the Roman Empire, speaking that Latin.
But then you got so that's the gift of tongues, man. Brothers have the passion to learn languages, or brothers because of where they've been scattered, they know other languages, man. And they can preach in that language. Yeah, go on.
Well, verse 11. But all these worketh that one and same spirit, dividing to every man severally as he will.
Yeah.
For as the body is one and have many members, and all the members of that one body, being many, are one body, so also is Mashiach. For by one spirit are we all baptized into one body.
And that's what you call disease, man. Disease is a compound word which is dis-ease, when the body is not at ease, man. So if when the body has a pain or a problem, it's because things like the Most High made everything in pairs, man. Even with your body, everything's made in pairs. So when one side is not holding up what it's meant to do, that's when you start feeling pain, man. Okay? So it's the same thing in the truth. You have different offices, man. Alright? And that's what we were saying earlier. You may specialize and be good in one thing, but it doesn't mean you don't know anything else. But at the same time, just like right now, we all can't do the same office, man. You know? Like you have a reader, okay? If all the readers start reading at the same time, that's disease, man. You know, if all the speakers start speaking at the same time, that's a disease. Because it is the body, the pairs that go together aren't functioning right. You know? So even, that's why I said the same spirit. Because whatever office you have is coming from the same spirit, which is of Yahawashi. Okay? So the spirit of the Lord is going to be with the brother that watches out for danger and holds post. The spirit of the Lord is going to be with the brother that holds signs.
Right.
Okay? The spirit of the Lord is going to be with the brother that reads or that speaks, man.
Or that supports.
Or that supports. That helps, man. If it's done in sincerity and in truth, the Lord is with that, man.
Whether we be bond or free and have been all made to drink into that one spirit. For the body is not one member, but many. If the foot shall say, because I am not the hand, I am not of the body, is it therefore not of the body? And if the ear shall say, because I am not the eye, I am not of the body.
So that's that feeling of feeling insignificant, man. Because that's another demon that can plague brothers, man. Oh, I'm not as good as this brother, and no, don't watch the next man. You know, because number one, you weren't put here to be like someone else. You were put here to be you through the spirit and power of Yahawah Hashem Yahawashi. We're all individuals, man.
You walk your own walk.
You walk your own walk, man. You know, we talk the same talk, but you walk your own walk. Okay, you gotta do this the way the Lord gave it to you to do, man. You know, in your spirit.
To the best of your ability.
In your best of your ability, man. You know, so you can't look at someone and be like, you know, oh, I'm not this, so I'm not a part of the body. No, you are, man. You know, because as much as we're careful of who we let in, or who the Spirit lets in, you know, you have to take care of those who are already there, man. You know, that's a demon that gets on brothers, man. Oh, I can't do this, or I can't do that. No, you can. If you believe it and you put your mind to it and you pray about it. We read them scriptures earlier. Pray and he will pray and he will give unto you, man. You know?
Hey,
No.
Yeah, when you finish, keep reading it. You want to make a point?
Yeah, what you say is right, and just to add to the point, it's like, it's in balance as well. It's all good and well to look up to people, like obviously we look up to the apostles and the elders, but you shouldn't be coveting what another man has.
That's the other flip side we're going to get to.
Yeah, so it's all in balance. You don't want to be too, like, oh, I can't do this because I'm worthless, but then at the same time you shouldn't be, oh, I want his office because I want to be the head in the camp, I want to be the top speaker. So it's all about balance.
That's why I think it's in Jude. When we're in Jude, if you keep reading down, it speaks about doing it in sincerity, along those lines.
I'll try and find it for you.
It should be easy to find because it's only one chapter long. But yeah, that's true, man, because we were talking about earlier, looking and being inspired by men is good, but then you can't covet that position once again, because if it was meant for you to be there, the Lord would have given it to you, man.
That's right.
You know, so where you are is where you're meant to be, okay? So there is a balance to it, man, because there's men that have sought positions of rulership or leadership, and they force themselves into those places or positions, and now they're not around. Like today, I mentioned to you brothers, I saw them guys that associated with a guy that used to be with us.
And we all know them, don't we?
Yeah, how can they be out but your leader's not out teaching? Like, come on, man. And then it's the spirit that I ran into another one of them guys down in South London in one Sainsbury's joint, and he said, yeah, man, you know, we're just keeping it in-house, we're not on the roads for now.
In-house.
So your leader, right, is telling you don't go on the